Hey, we're live now.
Hello,
Hi, this is Kim.
this is Andy.
We're going to read from the Urantia book, but
But
first we have 365 Days of Walking the Red Road by Terry Jean.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Do you want to read for March 20th?
By Edwin Laughing Fox. O Great Spirit, help me never judge another until I have walked 2 weeks in his moccasins.
2 weeks, right?
Did you know in 1774 Thomas Paine studied the Iroquois Confederacy, culture, and language in order to further his education in democratic government?
Very good.
More than that Iroquois Confederacy form of government was largely adopted by our federal government.
Yeah, because they had like 5 member tribes, so there was like a 5-state.
What we didn't adopt was the Council of the Grandmothers that could override any war decisions. Yeah.
We needed that.
We need that. We should have a Council of the Grandmothers.
Yes. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. Absolutely.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, we're going to move to the Tao Te Ching here, translation by Ralph Allen Dale. Okay, number 48, all is done without doing. Don't look at that one.
All is done without doing. To obtain a diploma requires the storage of trivia. To obtain the great integrity requires their abandonment.
The abandonment of trivia. But I love trivia.
The more we are released from vested fragments of knowledge, the less we are compelled to take vested actions, until all is done without doing. When the ego interferes in the rhythms of process, there is so much doing, but nothing is done.
Right, isn't that's what it seems like? Yeah.
We become human doings.
Like busy doing nothing. Everybody's busy doing, like, I got to make these copies. I got to have this signed in triplicate, but it all means nothing.
Yep.
And that's what I feel. That's a problem in our government now. Right?
Mm-hmm.
Everything is just busy work.
Mm-hmm.
No, and it's don't let anybody kid you into thinking that's necessary. It's not necessary. Okay.
Finally, in the Urantia book in paper 40, paragraph 3,
the translated Midwayers as Ascending Sons of God.
You can read that one.
Okay. Although deprived of the immediate benefits of the planetary bestowals of the descending sons of God, though the paradise ascent is long deferred, nevertheless, soon after an evolutionary planet has attained the intermediate epochs of light and life, if not before, both groups of midway creatures are released from planetary duty. Sometimes the majority of them are translated, along with their human cousins, on the day of the descent of the Temple of Light and the elevation of the planetary prince to the dignity of planetary sovereign. Upon being relieved of planetary service, both orders are registered in the local universe as ascending sons of God and immediately begin the long paradise ascent by the very routes ordained for the progression of the mortal races of the material worlds. The primary group are destined to various finaliter core, but the secondary or Adamic midwayers are all routed for enrollment in the mortal core of finality.
So the midwayers go with us on our upward journey.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. So there's the primary midwayers, which came from the paradise or planetary princes group. And I think they are actually born from the thoughts and the collaborations and the imaginations of the beings that came with the planetary prince.
Mm.
And then the secondary Midwayers, the same thing, but they're born from the thoughts of the Adamites, because it will say that one out of 4 or 5, like I can't remember, 1 out of 4 children of that they had would be invisible. Okay, is that weird?
So these secondary Midwayers
Are from Adamic, but they're
spring
like.
from our thoughts.
Well, I think Midwayers spring from our thoughts. That's what I think.
So they begin the ascension just like we do.
Right, because they can.
Even though they sprung from our thoughts.
Right. They can at will assume physical form. They may assume physical form. But they don't always.
Okay.
They're like the genies, right?
Mm-hmm.
Or like the gods and goddesses of the ancient cultures.
The gods and goddesses will ascend with us.
But they're not really like they're to the people that were there, they were like really powerful beings. But here they're really just Midwayers.
But they're going to go on an ascension journey with us?
Of their own, but it's mostly after our planet has been settled in light and life. So after everything is cool on our planet and people are not fighting with each other, then because they're kind of like the first inhabitants here that are really native to this place. We're only kind of native to this place. We're born here. Bodies were born here, but our actual being, the spirit of our being is from God, and from the Son, the Spirit of Truth, and only our bodies are born here, right? But that's different than them. So they're fully native to the planet,
Who is fully native?
The Midwayers. See, we're kind of like our bodies were born here. Okay, but our thought adjusters and is we're at least half divine that way, assuming that we achieved the ascension.
So where did our spirits come from? Our souls?
Our soul is
was that born here, or is that from somewhere else?
Our soul is the potential that is inherent in the merging of our thought adjuster with our personality. Okay. So, and our personality is also a gift from the Father. We learn about personality, but personality is kind of like a like the human, the fallible part of us, and the soul is like the infallible part or the thought adjuster is our infallible part. So if we decide to unite those things, our own personal will with our thought adjuster, then what follows is the soul. That is the soul. Is that union. Okay. Okay.
Well, as one of our friends says, though, that you can go on your soul journey without ever having read the Urantia book.
It's true. It's true. It's information dense. It's a lot of information. If you want to know what's happening out there, or if you want to just read it for, you know, giggles, like it's this what Brian Scott said. He read it as a science fiction piece, but there's so much information in it, and it's so well integrated.
Mhm.
At first, it seems like it's so all over the place, but it is really well integrated.
Mhm.
The same themes start coming
Mhm.
up over and over again, the same information here. Anyway, that's kind of what I gleaned from it. Somebody else might see something different. Don't think of Midwayers the same way I do.
Mhm.
But anyway, and then also adjusters can ascend.
Personalized adjusters can ascend.
Sure. So if they
Okay.
don't end up merging with a personality to become a soul,
Mhm.
right?
So it's just an adjuster ascending.
Mm-hmm.
Hmm.
Well, like Jesus, his adjuster, what was released for him from him on the baptism,
Mhm.
right? So his adjuster
It
basically,
was released from him
Mhm.
in his baptism.
right?
And why would that happen? And would the rest of us have our adjusters released?
No, because he was special. I mean, he was different than all of
Mhm.
us, right?
Okay.
Right.
All right.
Because he was perfected, and he wanted to do the will of God, and so those things were guiding him all the time. I don't think it needed to indwell his mind. I think that's how it was there in protecting him from when he was really young, but at the time when he took on his mission, it was released from him. That's where he heard that the voice, this is my son, and there was a dove that appeared or
Mhm.
something like that. That's what that was. Right?
Okay. Hmm.
Right.
This morning it was sandhill cranes.
Is that what those were?
Mhm.
That was an unusual sound.
You'll
It was a
never,
clicking
you'll
sound.
never forget that sound. There's another one like it. It's a prehistoric sound.
It's a beautiful sound.
Mhm.
It was a clicking.
Mhm. Mhm.
It was really nice.
Yep.
Okay, they spoke to us. The sandhill
when
cranes.
they land, they're about 5 feet tall.
Wow.
Mhm.
Somebody said they thought they were swans, but I
No,
thought swans
no.
don't make that kind of noise.
No, that's the sound that only sandhill cranes make.
Sandhill cranes.
Mhm.
Oh, I remember that now.
Mhm.
Yeah, we went to Sweat Lodge and we saw sandhill cranes.
2.
They were making a lovely clicking sound. They were flying overhead,
Mhm.
so it was a good sign.
Mhm.
We had a nice day.
Mhm.
Okay, well, yeah, tomorrow we'll talk about the personalized adjusters. That's going to be the last relatively short one, and then we're going to get long ones. Okay?
Yep.
All right. Well, thank you for being with us again.
Thank you.
Okay, good night.
Good night.
Bye.
Good night.